This is Paul Joseph with Sure Hair International. This gentleman is a Norwood 6 verging onto a Norwood 7. This is his 1 year, 4,200 grafts, over 10,500 hairs, his 1 year final result. The first question I have is this, I'm going to show this to everybody, is this you?
Yes, it is.
This is 100% you.
Definitely, that's me. Yeah.
We have done nothing.
You have done nothing.
This is a hair transplant.
All you've done is a hair transplant.
We haven't paid you to say anything?
No.
You're not getting paid for this?
Absolutely
This
not.
is real.
This is real.
100%. You are a real guy.
Yep.
From Ontario.
You bet.
Family
Waterloo,
kid.
Ontario.
Waterloo, Ontario. Just a regular Joe.
Yep.
Who came in for a transplant.
Absolutely.
There's so many things to talk about. Firstly, this is what a transplant can do, and for anybody who questions it, what a transplant should do. This gentleman was truly completely bald on the top, minus a little bit of hair. Not only did we get great coverage, if you look at the hairline, and if you could just turn towards that wall, and just comb through the hair and just show how natural the hairline is. So this is all hair transplant, 100% natural. If you want to just slowly rotate towards the camera again, very slowly, slower. This is all, perfect, just stay there. This is all transplant, and then look slowly, just keep going, very slowly, yeah. And just slowly turn, keep going, just very slowly. This is all hair transplant, all of this, and you know the irregularity, the angulation, the care. This is all done in 1 day. Sir, do you remember how long you were here for? Was it about a 12-hour day, 14-hour day?
It was a 12-hour day, but I tell you, it seemed like maybe I was here an hour.
Really?
Everything went so well, and you guys were just incredible.
Tilt your head down real quick. Let's just zoom back out. Now, and we can comb through the entire hair. So what I like to say is that, you know, we're not concealing anything. There's no product in your hair today.
Correct.
There's nothing in your hair. You just blow dried it. We've not concealed. This is not tricks. This is not anything. This is real work, real transplant. So you want to tilt your head back down. I just want to comb through the frontal area. Yeah. Come straight through. That is all hair transplant on a Norwood 6 verging on a Norwood 7. I'll take a quick second to show that while you were doing this, that this gentleman's hairline was actually, this was on the vertical slope, so not only did we transplant hairs on the horizontal, we actually had to reconstruct all of his temple region of the overhead shot. I do apologize for the wires in the back. We're setting up a new machine here. The hairline is probably about 35 to 40 follicular units per centimeter squared, and we covered all the way back to about right here. So basically, yep, to the vertical slope. So you can see through this area right here, there was nothing done. However, from the frontal 3/4, we covered well over three-quarters of this gentleman's head in one transplant. So if you ask yourself, why do I spend a little bit more money and go to a place that can pull a large amount of grafts? For the simple reason that we were able to, not only with 4,200 grafts, if you compare to any other videos, I would attest to say that this looks probably like 5,000 to 6,000 grafts at most places, over 2 to 3 surgeries. This was done in one surgery, 1 year, that's it. When you look, firstly, I don't think you've really seen this recently. When you look at this,
yeah, I had no idea I was this bald.
Because it's been a year, right?
Yeah, it's been a year, and this result is phenomenal. It's you know, beyond my expectation. I had no idea what to expect.
What do people at home say about it, or your wife or your family?
I'm often out working in the yard, and my neighbor will walk by, and he just says, "My God, I can't believe your head of hair."
Really?
Yeah, and this is a guy I see, you know, quite a bit, you know, every other week or so, and he's just astounded, and my wife can't believe it.
You made a comment about your driver's license. I thought that was really kind of funny.
Yeah, so I just renewed my driver's license, so the 5 years was up, and I'd wished I hadn't cut up the old driver's license to show show the people here at Sure Hair how I look like an old man, literally, with no hair. And now my current driver's license is like a new person.
Do you mind us asking how old you are, roughly?
54.
54. So you're 54.
Yeah.
How old would you say you looked, and how you felt before, and how old would you say you think you look or feel now?
Well, I feel like I feel like I look like I'm in my 40s. I feel younger. You know, I don't have to wear a cap all the time.
Did you hide before a lot?
Yeah, a fair bit. Yeah, and not only for you know, the sun, but you know, just to make it look like I was younger with a cap on. Right.
Right, to conceal.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of guys out there, and we always say in consultations that, you know, people come in here and they do a transplant, but they don't really believe it, and you're never sure. Even it takes a full year really to be sure. Knowing what you know now, would you have come in earlier? Would you have hesitated?
No, this is the best time and money I've ever spent.
Really?
On a I don't know if you want to call it health related, but you know, on a, you know, looking after myself sort of basis.
Yeah.
I would do this again in a second.
In a heartbeat.
You know, like I said, and a big part, I was here for 12 hours in the chair, and it seemed like an hour to me. And you know, with maybe a week of slight discomfort.
You know what? Let's talk about that real quick while we're on it. So tell me what your a big concern is always pain.
Sure, absolutely. I'm a big chicken.
You're a big you're a big tough chicken.
So yeah.
Talk about your expectation of what you thought it was going to be pain wise versus how it actually, and be honest. So if it was a 10 out of 10,
yeah,
you know, if it was really hurt, then we'll let that be captured.
Yeah. No, I given what was described to me, how they were going to remove hair from the donor hair, I thought this is going to be quite excruciating.
Yes,
and
sure.
I tell you, here 12 hours, and the day went by like I couldn't believe. So there's no pain.
Really, no pain.
Surgery. No.
What about the local anesthetic? The needles at the beginning, was there pain there?
Just like a sharp little jab.
That's it.
It's really non-invasive at all.
I always ask whether it was better or worse than the dentist. Comparable.
Oh, the dentist is far worse.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I had a root canal, you know, a year ago. That was
painful.
Very painful. Yeah, even getting my teeth cleaned is
way worse than this.
I would if I had to come here every 6 months versus the dentist, I would come here. So the first night was fine. Dr. Farrar had given me a cocktail of things to take.
Yeah.
For 3 days. The first night was fine. I stayed here in Toronto. I'd probably say the most pain was maybe 3 to 5 days after, and then it starts subsiding from there.
Yeah.
And I could do regular washing on my hair within a couple of days.
And were you, how long before you went back to work?
Oh, I took 5 days off work.
Okay.
So Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
I had the surgery on the Monday. I was back the following Monday.
And you were fine. Did anybody know? It's okay if people knew?
Nobody said anything.
Okay.
I told them.
Right.
So May 7th, we're at April 18th today.
So it's almost a full year.
Almost a full year, yeah.
You're you. So the problem is that people are going to watch this video and they don't get to meet you in person like I do. They're watching on YouTube on our website.
Right.
You know, I'm going to flip the camera so you can see yourself.
Yeah.
Is that, in that camera, is that how it looks in real life? Do you know what I mean? Like that's real, right?
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Absolutely, yeah.
When you look at that and you see yourself and you look at this.
Look at the pictures. Yeah, wow.
Can you put it in words? I mean, can you actually? You know, it's hard to.
It's like I had a second chance. At something. Yeah, because you know, you think the finality of losing your hair, and
did you?
Wow, can I get this? Well, if I knew back then, there wouldn't have been any hesitation at all. Because I think we went back and forth a little bit.
We did,
and.
You were afraid, like almost everybody else is.
Yeah.
What have people said, or what's the reaction?
My boss keeps calling me handsome now.
Really?
Yeah. So he kids around a lot, but I think he's pretty serious when he says, "Wow, that's a big difference."
It's a huge difference, and so people know, and they're pretty shocked about it.
And even the girls, you know.
You're like, this is a nice side effect, right? Yeah, it does. Right. It enhances your. We'd be lying to say that you did this because you wanted to look better. You wanted to feel better. This is a cosmetic surgery.
Who doesn't want to look better?
Why not, right?
Yeah.
Has anybody walking down the street or anywhere said, "Oh, that's a hair transplant"?
No.
Can you tell when you look up close?
I can't tell. I said, this is when I was 20, when my hair was wavy and kinky, because it can get a little wavy.
Yes.
And now that's there again, and that's like I was when I was 20 years old.
When was the last time you had this much hair, truly? So you're 54.
25?
So you have not had this much hair in 30 years.
Pretty much.
So you've literally, it's been 30 years since you've had this type of hair.
Yeah. So it's like I said, it's a chance to start over, isn't it, almost?
That's incredible.
It kind of seems like that. Or
does it change you? And I'm actually just asking out of curiosity, because my transplant I had after 5 years. So I went 5 years being bald.
Yeah. Yeah, you just something else that you don't worry about or don't think about, or peace of mind.
Yeah.
And that's worth a lot.
And it's maybe, something as simple as not wearing a baseball cap or feeling younger, feeling better.
Yeah.
That little bounce.
I used to go back into my house to get the baseball cap if I left it behind,
really?
Right? I don't have to do that. And simple things like that, right?
Is it weird? Is that a weird thing though, to think like to give up that habit or those little things?
Old habits, right?
Windy days, no problem.
Yeah. So it blows around. So there's hair to blow around. That's good. Whereas before it was a few strands and it looked really awful when it was blown out of place.
Right.
Now, let it happen.
Let it go. I really believe that most clinics and most transplants, it's fancy gimmicks. They lie. It's not about good work. Here the goal really is really, really good work. We don't hide anything. We don't conceal anything. So this is your chance right now. Whatever you say after this is not going to be cut.
Right.
So whatever you say to people who are watching, guys who have a question, anything that you deep down think, whatever it is, what would you say to people who are watching this video who wish they could speak to you directly, and what would you tell them?
I would say, if you boil it down to the simplest, if you could get it into one word, is simply, with Sure Hair, trust.
Really?
Yeah, just trust what they say because they know what they're doing. They would rather you not have a transplant if it wasn't right for you than try to sell you a transplant. It's trust, right? They're looking out for your best interests, it's big. Something as big as this has to be based on trust. One thing I'd like to say was, it's Thursday, April 18th. It's nearly a year on, and when I was sitting in the lobby waiting for Paul to come in, waiting for you to come in, and you just looked at me, and first you didn't seem to know who I was, and then you said, "Oh my God," and then you literally keeled over, like passed out, in such shock at the good result. And I actually thought you weren't telling the truth, but you were actually sweating, and you were excited. You were genuinely excited. So that to me kind of wow. Because I've had a year to live with it, right? Yeah. You haven't. You have not seen me in the year, and you said,
I saw you before surgery. I saw you with red dots on your head, and you came in a year in. I honestly, when you came in, I thought you were a consultation, and I thought, this guy has a full head of hair. I can't help him. I'm going to send this guy home. Because I didn't even recognize you from that drastic of a change.
Right.
Even better than I could have. Any parting words, anything to say to those people, any last words of...
If you've got any, issues with, your hair and losing your hair, I wouldn't recommend anybody else but Sure Hair. Because the way I've been treated, the results I've gotten, don't hesitate to at least talk to Sure Hair. Do yourself a favor and talk to these folks.
Can you believe this is you? I'm going to show you that. Do you believe it's you?
Yeah, well, it's taken me a year, but finally believing it, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
this is awesome.
Of epic monumental proportions.
Thank
you again so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it.